Hi guys, welcome to your ancestor guidance readings for this week. I'm just doing an intro that I'm going to have at the beginning of each video so I don't have to repeat this 12 times for everyone, and then I can get everything in that I need and not forget for one sign and remember for another. So when we get into the ancestor guidance, I actually have 4 decks. I have 3 oracle decks and a tarot deck that I'm going to use to tap into their energy, probably pulling out past life information about them to help you to connect with this ancestor. So because I'm saying ancestor energy, that can come in different ways. That can come in as someone that you recognize. Yes, I know this person. I knew them well. They've passed now and they're speaking to me from the other side. This could also come in as someone that you know now and who hasn't passed, and it's their higher self speaking to you, because that's also possible. It can also be your own higher self speaking to you in these readings. If you're getting information about the ancestor and it's not really recognizable to you at all, it could still be an ancestor that lived a lifetime quite a while ago that you're not aware of consciously in this lifetime. If the entire reading doesn't resonate for you at all, then I haven't tapped into an ancestor on any level for you. So that's what I have for you guys. We're going to look at the guidance that they have for you now and why. Why now? All right, thanks. Enjoy your readings. Hi Aquarius, welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. So I'm going to get right in to the puppy oracle deck to kind of pull out who this ancestor could be that's connecting with you. Please remember what I said in the intro, that this could be someone who's deceased. It could be someone that you may not even know very much about, but it's their job to be a guide for you in this lifetime. Could even be a message from your higher self. So take it as it feels appropriate. So this ancestor that's coming forward to give Aquarius guidance at this time. Tell us about this ancestor. Tell us something significant about this ancestor for Aquarius. 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 Determination. Nothing could hold this person back. Determination. Don't look back. Vulnerability. Wow, this is interesting. So this is somebody who is determined, obviously, to not look back or not to revisit areas or places, people, groups, circumstances, environments that place them in a vulnerable circumstance. This person was determined. So I don't know. To be determined with something like this, it feels like there could have been certain things playing out, you know, that would make it difficult to do it. You had to really persevere. You had to really push hard. So, you know, it could be something like a really toxic relationship, and you're determined. It doesn't matter how much you've built up in that relationship. You're determined not to look back or not to repeat the same things again. Yeah, this person really fought to move forward. So that's what we're getting so far with this ancestor. This individual really fought to move forward. And I love, you know what, it's because of this feeling. This dog is so small. He's so cute, but it's kind of like knowing your own worth. Knowing your own worth regardless of what the environment around you is telling you what your worth is, or how small you might feel in that circumstance. All right. We'll go into the archetype deck. Let's see what else we can find out about this ancestor for Aquarius. Child divine, innocence, purity, and redemption. Suggests a special connection with the divine. And so the shadow would be an inability to defend oneself against negative forces. But, you know, actually the shadow is the kind of thing that I feel like maybe this person battled against, like to not look back. So there's a sense here of whatever this ancestor went through, whatever they had to like move away from that made them vulnerable. It feels like it affected their inner child. It could have affected their happiness. It could have affected their ability to see life with hopeful eyes, to be curious about life, to explore life. Because to have a healthy inner child it's about maintaining your innocence and purity, redeeming qualities that may have been, I'm hearing suffocated. So suffocated or just like pushed down in certain environments. And suggesting a special connection with the divine. This is just somebody as well who listened to their intuition. And sometimes that's the other thing, right? With the determination. This person could have received a lot of advice from other people, outside sources, that, you know, the logical thing here is for you to do X, Y, and Z. But, you know, they're just knowing like, no, that just puts me in a vulnerable position. It does something to the inner soul, the inner core of myself that doesn't feel right. It's not in alignment with who I am. And even though X, Y, and Z seems to be the most logical thing to do, I'm going to do A, B, and C. So I want to say even like Aquarius, because I get this energy from you guys, a little bit of, right? Like kind of, I don't want to say bucking the system. I guess it could be kind of like the energy of bucking the system, but it's also more like just not doing what everyone else thinks that you should be doing. And that's definitely what this energy is as well. Wow, victim, prevent you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. The shadow, playing the victim for positive feedback in the form of pity, inability to maintain personal boundaries. That's interesting, because if somebody is willing to put themselves in a position, so if it has something to do with your past by not looking back, had something to do with this ancestor's past to not look back. If this is a position that makes you vulnerable, it victimizes you. It puts you in the victim state. So when you're in the victim state, you're not uplifting yourself. You're not doing things to grow, to strengthen. You may even be also like helping to keep others in a lower position, a lower vibration in life, because they're playing into the victim. It could be like sort of like victim and rescue mentality there, which is not healthy. So that's interesting. I love that these are both, we got all these colors here. I'm kind of feeling like this person had a very light brown hair. No, it's just, that's coming through. Like all this brown color. And it's all sort of very close, like in the same shade, shadows here. This person might have had light brown hair. Well, it's not such an obvious statement, but then it's funny how the white comes in. So obviously their hair went white, but then that tells me this person lived long enough for their hair to change color as well. We're not done yet. We're not done. I'm going into the Divine Animal Oracle. Add to this. So what we're basically doing is we're kind of building up a reference, an idea about this. Oh, that's interesting. I'm also getting the message that this person may have worked in sort of like child welfare of some sort, social work, something like that. There's something, yeah, there's something about that coming into, about working in social services in some way, but I feel like social services related to kind of kids. And the other thing is too, I think with the don't look back and the vulnerable is almost like dealing with things with a professional mindset, right? And Larry's playing with his little mouse. Dealing with in a professional mindset in certain situations, and then not looking back, right? It's almost like you have to be determined not to look back at things that you could have been dealing with in a professional way, especially if it had to do with, I don't know, like social work. Larry has this little mouse that when you move it, it makes little squeaky sounds. All right, time for beginning your mind, porcupine spirit. Don't look back. Don't put yourself in vulnerable situations. Don't keep yourself there. Don't do it just because it feels familiar, even though it's toxic. This person definitely determined to have new beginnings. This could have even been, I'm kind of picking up, It doesn't have to be, but there could be something important in their astrological placement with Scorpio energy. Like sort of this whole idea of death and rebirth energy, new beginnings, picking up life and starting it all over again as well. Time to let go. Yeah. Time to let go. Time to see things from a new perspective. If this is to an ancestor that lived like quite some time ago, and even quite some time ago could be 50, 60 years ago, just like society is very different now than it was then. Like it's a little bit easier. It's a little less going against the grain to just kind of suddenly decide, you know what, this life is not fulfilling for me. This is not working for me. And to pick up and kind of start all over again. I feel like this person did that often. They did it often. And I'm already hearing some of you saying, oh, it's my higher self, Cindy, talking to me. And it could be your higher self, but it could also be an ancestor that is like even still a guide to you, because maybe there are similarities, or you're taking a similar path in this lifetime that this ancestor took in a previous lifetime. So they do have sort of experience to help you along. So we're just going to go into the good tarot, get an idea. Okay, so the other thing that's coming in, well, now that we have the tarot here, is that this is, okay, the don't look back, vulnerable places here are places that seem perpetually stuck, places or situations or relationships that seem perpetually stuck in some form of conflict here. It doesn't matter how you navigate this. If there's something of yourself here that's going to make this environment work, or it's going to help you fit into the environment. I'm speaking you, so maybe this is your higher self. You have to compromise yourself somehow to do that. It's like the environment won't adapt to you in any way, or the person. So there's definitely, and then holding out for only really things that are equally given and taken here. Dismissing the small. Dismissing the small, the things that make one feel small. So it's the 5 of air and the 4 of pentacles, one on top of the other, and then followed by the strength card and the 2 of cups. So that's also telling me too, like these could be like pretty important relationships that this person has had with others, very important relationships, and not looking back, right? Like what is this doing? This strength card is literally looking back, but holding oneself back. And the 2 of cups, it can be about reciprocated relationships, but it's also about, you know, just in general, relationships that are very personal and strong. Definitely strong soulmate bonds and relationships. I think we're about to get a visitor. Yeah, Page of Water and the 5 of air. Apparently it's just not enough about Larry right now. So yeah, yeah, if you lay there, that's good. Then it still gives me some of the table. That's wonderful, Booper. Thank you. Oh, that's a good boy. Okay. But like, this is kind of walking on a tightrope. This is like, how do you balance this? This is very precarious, this energy. This person, you know, there's definitely something here about having to give something up, some sort of a sacrifice here to be determined to walk away. It could have been career choice too. Like you're even getting somebody who had a particular career choice for themselves, and you get into that and the environment surrounding it is really, really toxic, and it's compromising you. You're having to compromise yourself and just walk away, as well as very important relationships in your life. This guy. All right, we have to go into guidance now. Oh, the Three of Earth is at the bottom here. Looking out on the horizon for new prospects, new people to build with, new projects to take on with others. Looking into the future, right? Which is interesting. Time to let go is the underline, and time for a beginner mind. A new outlook, a new perspective on life. Look at this. Are you comfy? I really think, because I have this this soft purple blanket that I put on the table so I don't scratch it. It's kind of already scratched. But I think when I put this up here, Larry thinks that I've created a higher bed for him. Larry's like, oh, thank you. Why are you working on my bed? Okay, Aquarius. Guidance for Aquarius. What is the guidance for Aquarius at this time? Right, and I always want to say it's probably associated in some way with this ancestor, or at least a part of their life that is coming forward here. Ladder. Climbing towards success. Tent. Temporary situation. Axe. Forces working against you. Hammock. Taking a vacation physically or mentally. Forest. Muddled, unclear thinking. September. It's kind of interesting too, right? The muddled, unclear thinking. And then you have September. And then, but September, there's all these trees. It's almost like looking close up on the trees. So I feel like you have to approach something in September to see it more clearly, like not look at it from a distance, like look at it more closely. But let's get there in a minute. Okay, you're climbing towards success right now. So there's something that you're doing that is taking you on a sort of a higher path. It has to do with your higher good, the higher good of those around you as well. Also enlightenment, you're climbing towards this. Now it has tent and temporary situation. Perhaps some of you are even in like some temporary lodgings, or some of you might even be in some sort of a temporary work situation. You might even find yourself in some type of socioeconomic situation. Whatever this is, it's all temporary. And the tent also feels like sort of limited, like there's not a lot in there. So you could have even yourself, it would make sense with the energy that's coming out in these cards already. You could have already eliminated some things from your life from the past. And whether that was hard or easy, I'm not really picking that up. But so what I get here is with axe, forces working against you. Now this has something to do with forest in September, because the axe makes sense going towards this forest and the muddled and unclear thinking. This is a long range reading for you. Taking a vacation physically or mentally. So there's a temporary situation here, and it might feel like that things are working against you, or maybe things are just not playing out the way you thought that they would, or that you hoped that they would. But honestly, I feel like the most important thing to remember is that you are gaining some sort of success here. Even if it feels like you're taking 2 steps forward and 1 step back, you're still getting 1 step forward here. Your temporary situation is just that. It is temporary. So maybe even try not to focus on it, because if it's something that makes you feel kind of depleted, or it makes you focus on the things that you don't have much of in life right now, that might not be the time to be focusing on those things. And I don't know, it might be in September. Like something could be changing in your situation that feels temporary, and it could be changing in September. And I feel like by having the axe in your hand, and you look more closely, so it's even give yourself time, maybe give things around you time to alchemize and change. You're gonna love this underline. It's really the only, because the other one is then it's kind of like, it's on the side. It's not straight up. So you have the star. The star is guaranteed success. Okay. So I feel like you're trying to rebuild something in your life here. And this ancestor is coming through to show you that it can be done. I feel like that this ancestor has done that many times. you're going in the right direction. So your guidance here is that you're going in the right direction, and I feel like it's to not focus right now on something that is temporary, and it's temporary and that there's some sort of sense of lack around it. So there's something that you haven't accomplished as much as you would like to. Maybe there's not as much abundance that you would like to have right now. Could be like physical assets. It could be money. Things I feel like will be more clearly seen in September. Let's pull out a tarot card for each one of these. What are you doing? Good? Yeah? What are you doing over there, Lily? Are you okay? She's chasing the sunbeams around the couch. All right. A ladder, tent, axe, hammock, forest, September. Isn't that interesting? You're climbing a ladder. It is going towards success, and your underline is that you were guaranteed success. It's almost like you're temporarily in the forest. And temporarily in the forest. This is even maybe coming out of the forest and seeing your way through it. If you find yourself in a deep, dark forest and it is muddling your thinking, you're not sure what to focus on. You have the Lovers coming out. The Nine of Cups and the Empress. Wow. That energy is pretty amazing. This could be a very significant connection with someone. A very significant connection. What's really funny too is this Nine of Cups even reminds me of this Two of Cups. Right? It's two goldfish, but it's a Nine of Cups. So there's definitely some sort of significant relationship here. You're moving, I don't know if you're moving towards some sort of success. You have the Ten of Swords, so that's sitting underneath the Lovers. You could be rebuilding yourself after some sort of very significant relationship. You're guaranteed to do that. The Nine of Cups is the Eight of Coins, the Empress, the Emperor. Shit, guys, this is a very significant relationship. And I feel like with the Ten of Swords, I feel like the significant relationship comes in at a time when you need to start rebuilding yourself. Wow, the Three of Swords, the Queen of Wands, and the Three of Swords. Some of you have been through something painful here and trying to rebuild yourselves. Some of you might, with the Nine of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles, I feel like there's some sort of wish that's going to be achieved in some type of a work environment, whether that's your work, somebody else's work, but there's just something here about achieving something in a work environment. And then you have the Emperor and the Empress, which are the two higher spiritual cards for like a connection, right? I was going to try to pull a card out for each one of these, but the reading didn't let that happen. So you are climbing towards something very significant. I feel like you're moving towards some choices here. And maybe you might even experience more choices than you know what to do with the muddled and unclear thinking. But there's something that happens for you in September that's very significant. What is going on in September that happens for Aquarius? The Ten of Wands and the Emperor. You could meet somebody in September. It's kind of funny. You're getting like sort of into your future here. You could meet someone in September, but right now, okay, I want to see what you should focus on to move towards success. the 8 of Cups and the 5 of Cups. Okay, so there's something here about making sure you work through all of your feelings and things that have gone on in the past. Because the 8 of Cups is like detaching emotionally, but the 5 of Cups is feeling stuff. It's feeling disappointment. It's feeling sad. It's maybe even feeling a little bit depressed. So if you've been working through things like that even, you're actually getting yourself into a better area. Like you're elevating yourself. You're rising up out of those energies, Aquarius. It's a temporary situation for you. You're getting a double reading here. I've got to clarify these tea leaf cards and then go into the tarot. The 10 of Pentacles. I'm telling you, some of you guys, this is home, this is work. If it's not having enough money to buy the type of home that you want, that is just temporary. If it's not having the type of money you want to do the renovations or the upkeep in a home that you have, that is just temporary. If this is building a family and a legacy, and it's something that you would like to do and you don't have all the right characters in place to do that, that is just temporary. If this is something to do with work, right? And I'm saying all these things because it's a general reading, so place it where it hits for you. Maybe some of you, it's all of the above. And some of you too, I feel like it could be work. If some of you are on a probationary period with work as well, I feel like that's just temporary, and you will end up, I don't know if it's at the same place, because I do see some sort of conflict here. If it's not at the same place, you are still on the path to getting to a place where you're going to have some sort of, I want to say like legacy there. So it could be a long-term workplace. That's temporary. Forces working against you. You guys have got to see where the card landed. Don't move, Larry. Don't move. Don't move. Don't move. Oh, shit, he moved. You see it? Oh, it was right. You had to move. Bless your heart, Larry. It landed right on his head like that. And he just kept landing there. Where'd it go? It was the Queen of Pentacles. I don't know. Oh my God. I don't know. I don't think that got caught on the camera because I think it's so funny. Forces working against you. The Queen of Pentacles. Oh my gosh. There's a whole bunch of stuff that could come in with that. It's like a motherly figure. It could be the things that even your parents have expected of you, or it could be like a boss. It could be a spouse or a partner as well that could be not in agreement with things that you would like to do. Sorry, I found a mat in Larry, so we have to address that here. Oh, he's gonna go. There's a bird at the feeder. The Queen of Pentacles is working against you. This could be a past partner also. Hammock, taking a vacation, physically or mentally. You take a vacation. But what the weird thing is this muddled thinking that comes in after a vacation. The 5 of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. So again, though, there's something about being in this temporary situation plays on your mind. Right? It just feels like it's really important to remember that this too shall pass. So a good friend of mine has always told me that, right? And it's true. This too shall pass. Why is the thinking muddled and unclear? There's so much. The forest is deep here. The 6 of Pentacles and the Moon. Somebody's just not, either you're not getting the reciprocation in some sort of physical manner here, and you're not sure how to move forward with it. Something becomes apparent for you in September. If there, whatever is weighing you down right now, and it almost feels like this message in terms of guidance feels like it's just to reassure you. If you're going through something difficult, you're feeling like you're taking a step forward and maybe even 2 steps back. It's, you know, at least you're not sliding down the ladder really fast, but it feels more like 2 steps forward and 1 back. There's some sort of burden that gets released in September. I don't know why. Something significant. Okay, let's look at the Lovers, because you've got these tarot cards here that feel like in some way they may not even be connected to this. And if it's connected in that it's your life, but now this feels like a different storyline. So the Lovers and the Ten of Swords. The Four of Wands and the Six of Cups. Okay, right there, there's a relationship end right there. It could have been the end of a marriage. This is the end of something that you've known with someone from the past, and you've created something with them. This was a soul connection on some level. And then the Nine of Cups with the Eight of Pentacles. Now, that feels like a wish coming true, perhaps in a work environment. If it's not that, it's definitely you working and mastering what it is that you want in your own life, how you would like to achieve the dreams and the desires that you have. But it's really hard not to look past and see like how you got the Lovers and then this, like it's like something different. This choice is different than this choice. And the Lovers are cover card is also about, right? Like our divine choices in this lifetime. Nine of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles. Oh, the Four of Swords and the Devil. There is something, what the fuck is working against you? Who is this Queen of Pentacles? Because this feels like a force working against you. You're trying to heal. You're trying to even perhaps recover from something that you've been through. How is this Queen of Pentacles working against you? The Queen of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and the Two of Pentacles. Oh, this person could be, quickly could be taking your emotions, or they could just be taking their own emotions and moving like quite quickly into different choices here. Somebody might be having choices. If this is work, yeah, again, I want to say it feels like you're not included in this decision making. If this is like personal relationships, if this is a mother, I feel like she doesn't take into account, you know, your feelings, your emotions. If this is like a partner that you are connected with, whether that's romantic or business-like, again, I feel like this person's emotions are going in a different direction from you. So the Emperor and the Empress. The Two of Wands and the World. Well, that's almost like the end of a dream here. It's the end of a dream. This is sad. What is this? But it says you're guaranteed success. Maybe that's why it's so important to get this reading. How are you guaranteed success here? You're guaranteed success. You have strong cards coming with it. You have the King of Wands, the Page of Pentacles, and the King of Swords. You are guaranteed success here in that you are going to, it's just like whatever the way is that you want to go here, whatever it is that you want to do, even if it's like a beginner mind here, it's a fresh start, it's learning along the way, you're a quick learn, and then you really, you're kind of the one up on top, I want to say, in terms of your desires, how you want to execute them, and then having a really clear and sound mind about doing it. So I feel like there are things going on around you that are out of your control. These have to do with what other people's choices and decisions are right now. I don't feel like your emotions are somehow part of the equation. And it does feel like sort of like a difficult time here. This could be like some sort of domineering It's odd though that the Emperor and the Empress would come out like this, but there's something here that's not right. And particularly with the Devil leading up to it, and it's the end of a dream. So I don't know if there is like somebody that you've been trying to build something with, and this is really going nowhere. And like you're closing off that dream or that hope. But you do know that you will have success. Now you've got the Three of Swords and the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and the Hermit. The Three of Swords, the Ten of Swords, yeah, it's just feeling like a really major defeat. The Ace of Swords. This almost feels like you just know that somebody is very isolated and withdrawn. Somebody is very isolated and withdrawn. Whether that is you, or the Three of Swords and the Ten of Swords could not feel more painful. This is both your heart and your mind feel absolutely defeated in that. The Three of Swords, the King of Pentacles. The Five of Swords, the Three of Swords, the Ace of Wands, and the King of Pentacles. The Five of Wands. There's some sort of, yeah, there's a conflict here that absolutely breaks your heart. And it's very clear. There are some forces here working against you. And whether like you are moving towards success, it just honestly from these cards, I mean, I could, as a tarot reader, I could full on lie, and then I'm going to get the odd comment like, this is such a negative reading, but I'm not going to be a liar and tell you that, well, this is great, when it's not. I mean, you can go to enough tarot readers that'll do that on YouTube, I guarantee you. Some of the shit that I see. Because this is not great, but you are on your way to success. It just, honestly, it just feels like you can't see it right now. And that's why I feel like there's some sort of ancestor coming through for you to try to help you realize that there will be success down the road. But this is tough. This is really tough. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to ask why. It kind of seems apparent though. Why now? What's the significance of Aquarius getting this message now? The Two of Wands, the Eight of Cups, the Five of Cups, the High Priestess. Under the Two of Wands, you have the King of Swords. Under the Eight of Cups, you have the Ten of Cups. Under the Five of Cups, you have the World. Under the High Priestess, you have the Queen of Swords. There's something here. Okay, I'm going to be honest. I feel like that there's a dream or a wish, and we see that here, that's over. There's a dream or a wish here that you had. It might have been with like somebody significant in your life, or that you hoped would be significant in your life. And it's honestly like it's walking away from that. And I feel like it's important for you to do that because you do have success like down the road, but there's something here that is not, and it's like painful, like something this painful. And with the Devil and the Four of Swords, this is something that just doesn't seem like it can be healed. Gosh, right now this is really making sense. Like, don't look back. Be determined to move forward. Be absolutely determined to move forward here. The Seven of Swords. What are you up to? I don't know. The Seven of Swords. Why do you have the Seven of Swords as the underline? What is it you're hiding? Where something's been hidden from you? The Fool and the Page of Wands. I feel, it almost feels like your new beginning could feel hidden from you. The Four of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. I do feel like the universe is trying to alleviate some sort of stuck energy for you. Gosh darn it, Aquarius. So what I'm going to do, in the extended reading, I'm going to go and do the extended. In the extended, we're going to look at what is the guidance that this ancestor has for you even further into the future. So that's going to be kind of interesting because something significant for you in September. Something significant in September. So yeah, that's what I'm going to go do, Aquarius. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.